SpyFu is a broad product. We cover a lot of things in there.
Mhm.
In contrast, RivalFlow is just like, hey, the black box likes this, and you're missing this.
Yeah, I totally agree. Well, look, Patrick, that you know this, but not everybody does. Before there was SpyFu, there was no way to like type in a website and see all the keywords that they rank on,
Mhm.
or see like what they're advertising on, and you know that just didn't exist. Fundamentally, there was no SEMrush or Ahrefs or any of these products. Nothing was there. So SpyFu and like what we did at the core at that moment, it felt very actionable, right? Like it's like, oh, suddenly I can see what my competitors are doing. This was literally why I built it, like for myself. And but taking that data and moving it to a point where it's actionable, it's been something that we've been working on with SpyFu, trying to get it there. But generally, you know, the nature of the product is like mostly about research and not so much about action. And so I wanted to build RivalFlow to be purely actionable. And with RivalFlow, it's like you put it in your website, and we're going to give you the actions that you should take for your website, for each piece, for each page, very tightly focused on improving existing content. You know, it's like, here's a problem. I think it's the biggest, hardest problem to solve. From my perspective, like the biggest advantage, the biggest innovation or whatever is that gap analysis. Why does Google think that my page, that's where it started doing the thing. Why does Google think that that their page is better than my page? What are the questions that they're answering that I'm not? That to me is where the greatest amount of effort was and the most value in the long run. This is the perspective that the product takes, that improving existing content is the best way to achieve SEO lift, right? You publish something, you see what happens, and if it sticks, if you've got traction, that's the one you double down on. That's like what I've learned as a broad rule, works and has worked for at least 10 years, and it freaking kills it. It's the best way. And I mean, like I would have never guessed really that we would have 2 to 3x lift on average on these things, right? But when we ran it and tested it and we looked at what clients get, it's like way better than I thought. Way wildly outpaces my expectations.
And when you talk about lift, are you talking about the lift of a specific piece of content or your SEO presence as a whole? We're still getting the question like, how do I know if it worked?
I'm talking about the lift. So we make recommendations on individual pieces of content. When you do a before and after, like you look at your content before you make the modifications that RivalFlow suggests, and then you look at it after in Google Search Console, what you'll see is a significant RivalFlow shaped jump,
Uh-huh.
right? In your clicks and impressions.
We fortunately have a video on how to use Google Search Console, specifically for
Yes.
RivalFlow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's good.
Realistically, we've been trying to move SpyFu. A lot of things in SpyFu have become more and more actionable over time. And RivalFlow is a tool that's focused on a specific area of that, right? Improving existing content. The part that I'm most proud of is being able to find these gaps and express these gaps as questions and identify the thoroughness like difference. And we make that really easy and streamlined.